走吧，走吧，快点，走，快点走。没事，别的就别了，这不还有房子吗？走吧，走吧，咱到房子门前站，人家收拾出来了，不好看。哎，快快快！现在市场都降价了，市场都这样，这样不行，你这样弄都不好看，大家伙这样会怎么办？你看年轻人咱不弄些都是，走吧。
我爸刚才跟我说，我买房的话，他帮我出首付，然后我来供。
I just discussed buying a house with my dad. He proposed to help with the down payment, and then I would pay off the loan. I immediately refused. Assuming the house costs 1,500,000 yuan, my dad pays 500,000 yuan as the down payment, and I need to loan 1 million yuan for 30 years. In the end, I will pay 930,000 yuan in interest, totaling nearly 2 million yuan. Even if I choose the repayment method with less interest, in the first year, I have to pay 5,000 yuan per month, where the interest accounts for over 2,300 yuan, and the principal is less than 3,000 yuan. It is not until I am 35 or 36 years old, which is after 14 years, that the interest will be less than the principal. My dad also suggested that I could pay off the loan in advance after 2 or 3 years, but I think it is better to continue renting for 2 or 3 years and then buy the house in full. Currently, renting costs 2,000 yuan per month, plus utilities. It does not exceed 2,200 yuan. The interest alone in the first 2 years of a mortgage is already a lot, plus the principal and the down payment, all the money is tied up. It is better to continue renting and save money.
我不买房，我不买车，我也不消费。
I don't buy a house, I don't buy a car, I don't consume, I don't get married or have children, I treat minor illnesses, and for major illnesses, I let them take their course. I want to see how you capitalists can exploit me. I am a 34-year-old bachelor, have worked for 20 years, and have savings of 510,000 yuan. Living off the interest, I can't even spend 10 yuan a day. I simply can't spend it all. Now, every night, a bottle of beer brings my life to its peak. Ha ha.
我不买房，我也不消费了。
I don't buy a house, and I don't consume. If it's inconvenient for children to go to school, then I simply won't get married. I want to see how you capitalists will exploit me in the future. This is the true mindset of young people in China today. Would you do the same? Starting this year, a new era is coming, and more young people are seeing through it. Foreign countries are our mirrors, they work for half a year and play for half a year. Houses can be rented, no need to buy, and as long as a car runs, it doesn't have to be a luxury car. We're here in this world for a few decades, not to work overtime every day, not to pay off mortgages, and not to suffer. We are here to enjoy life and experience it. Over the past 3 years, everyone has realized how hard it is to live without savings. In the future, most people will work hard to make money and won't live paycheck to paycheck anymore. The era of spending in advance will end, and the time when buying a house was considered a way to make money will also end. Using up all your savings and taking on decades of mortgage debt to buy a house is the most foolish thing in the world. Ordinary people have realized this and definitely won't tie their lives to a single house.
There is a popular saying among young people in China today: if someone encourages or mobilizes you to do something, it means there is a trap that needs you to fill. If they want you to do something at all costs, then you are the cost. If something is forbidden, it means there is a benefit they don't want to share with you. If they ask you to consider the bigger picture, you are not included in that picture. The biggest difference between people is not birth and education, nor money and power, but a way of thinking. This makes a lot of sense.
不知道什么时候说假话、赞美变成了在网络里面的正能量。
I don't know when it started, but telling lies and giving praise became the positive energy in our internet. Telling the truth, giving suggestions, and exposing the truth have become negative energy and negative emotions. The education we received since childhood was all about standing up for justice, returning lost money, daring to tell the truth, and seeking the truth. But now, in our lives, these have all become things that should not be advocated. And the things we despised since childhood, being hypocritical, flattering, lying, and praising without principles, have become the ways to succeed in this society. I want to ask, which should we adhere to, and which should we abandon? Let me give you an example. One person asked another, "What is positive energy?" The other replied, "An 80-year-old grandmother supports her young grandson's education by collecting trash, and major media outlets report on this and praise her. This is called positive energy." Then, what is negative energy? Negative energy is asking why an 80-year-old grandmother has to support her young grandson's education by collecting trash. That is called negative energy.
Recently, a Filipino student with poor Chinese proficiency received a substantial scholarship of 470,000 yuan at Peking University, sparking strong public backlash. In response, Peking University stated that the scholarship evaluation process for this student was normal and free from any favoritism or fraud. However, there is confusion among the public regarding whether this large sum of scholarship money is awarded based on academic excellence or purely for economic benefit. Scholarships are intended to encourage students to study diligently, yet questions arise as this student, who struggles with Chinese, managed to secure such a significant scholarship at China's top university. Additionally, there has been ongoing controversy over the treatment of international students. Officially, enhancing the treatment of international students aims to promote cultural exchange and attract foreign talent. However, some argue that such treatment is overly generous, involving not only high scholarships but also perks like female companions for study in luxurious single-room dormitories. In reality, very few foreign students who enjoy these privileges actually stay in China long-term, most are merely here to take advantage of the system. In response to the public outcry, Peking University promptly addressed the situation online, emphasizing that the scholarship evaluation for the Filipino student was conducted fairly and transparently. Furthermore, they demonstrated care by arranging an opportunity for the student to study Chinese at Shandong University. Many netizens expressed that if Peking University could show the same level of care for their own students, it would be commendable. Pingjiang County, Hunan Province, recently encountered severe flooding disasters, causing significant flooding in the county town and surrounding towns, with incidents including landslides, house collapses, and road damage. According to reports, this torrential rain caused overflow in 190 reservoirs, marking one of the largest flood disasters in the county's history, with reports of missing persons. Local government promptly mobilized people to carry out flood relief work. However, faced with insufficient relief supplies, the government urgently issued a call for donations from the entire society. Yet, the response to the appeal was not ideal, with limited donations. Some even posted photos of a judge in Nanjing, questioning why they should donate if it wasn't their doing. The Red Cross guarantees that all donations will be used exclusively for post-disaster reconstruction and promises to publicly disclose detailed use of every item and fund. However, once trust is broken, rebuilding it becomes extremely difficult. Reflecting on scenes of national unity during the Hunan floods a few years ago, why does the response now appear indifferent to calls for help? Is it people's indifference or other reasons? It's worth pondering. The Red Cross, once controversial due to the Guamimi corruption incident, saw its reputation plummet, with subsequent scandals continuing to surface. According to online information, during a certain Red Cross event, condolence relief funds per household amounted to 4,000 yuan. Yet, accommodation and meal expenses for the event totaled as high as 27,452 yuan, with an additional 880 yuan used for making event banners, surpassing the actual condolence expenses. Furthermore, netizens disclosed that the Red Cross even used airplanes to transport whole roasted lamb. Such misconduct has sparked public skepticism towards the Red Cross, with some proposing that donation affairs should be led by public officials to regain lost trust and restore the spirit of solidarity in society. That reminds me of a story. In one place, wild boars became a serious problem, so the locals came up with a solution. They installed loudspeakers on electric poles and played recordings of lion roars and tiger calls every day. Initially, it was effective and scared away the wild boars. However, over time, the locals found that this method no longer worked. Even the electric poles with loudspeakers were knocked down by the wild boars. So, we come to a conclusion: empty talk and grand gestures can't even fool wild boars, let alone people.